stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So you want to do something close on that?
No, I just wanted to see.
The Select Board rules of procedure are adopted annually to ensure a productive meeting. The Select Board meetings are in the public, not of the public, meaning that the members of the public in attendance are entitled to the opportunity to comment, but the purpose of the meeting is for the board to be able to effectively and efficiently conduct the necessary business to govern the town. All questions and comments are to be directed to the chair. All the rules of procedure indicate that there will be 2 minutes allotted for comment from any single person on any single topic. The rules of procedure are posted in the town hall and available for everyone to review. Thank you.
All right, so gang's all here tonight. Frank is back. Welcome back, Frank. Hi, Nancy. So we have executive session on the agenda already, and then under old and unfinished business, Jessica has an update on the MERP grant, and then there have been emails going back and forth about the turkey restoration marker, which I figured we can just kind of go over publicly as there's some progress there. And I think that's it for additions or deletions. Does anybody else have anything that needs to be added?
Not that I can think of.
Last meeting minutes are in need of approval, and that was January 6th.
I'll approve those minutes.
A second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any announcements? Or?
Maybe it's just an announcement to you five that the report for the town report is due at the end of this month. So I did send out an email to everybody and said, send me your highlights. I have some, but if you could all maybe just send me like your, I know the MERP grant is a big one. Our updated highway department is a big one. Our recent burn ordinance is a big one. Some plans for facility improvements.
Some of the painting and stuff turns into a big dollar numbers.
The paintings, yeah. So I know
Plans,
facility
couple
We haven't
plans
done
for
the painting yet.
Right,
facility.
we're working on that.
It has been like, knock on this fake veneer wood. It's been a productive year, but not, a ton of big ticket items. But if there's anything that you want, I will put something together and would love for you all to review it.
Absolutely.
Because the next meeting is in February. Anyway, that's that. Okay. But that's all. That's all for my announcement.
Okay. Zoning administrator?
So the only thing I have is the current log is posted. And last week I sat with the new chair of the planning commission to go over what the permitting process is in the zoning office, and also to explain the bylaws to her and the whole function of the zoning office.
Great.
That's all I have to report.
Anybody have any questions? Great, thank you.
Oh, microphone.
Oh,
That's okay. I don't need to re-speak.
are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Okay. Well, whoever's next, don't forget. Talking stick.
Anything from the planning commission?
I spoke with Annie, who's the new chair of the planning commission, and she is excited to be stepping into the role. And she mentioned to me we're going to work together. They are feeling. I told her that it's something that's been revisited or has been talked about in the past, but they are feeling excited about talking about the speed limit through town, as we've been trying to address for years, and they have an updated approach. And Annie asked if we wanted to work together a little bit on that. I talked to her about our attempts to do permitting to get the speed signs up in the past, those radar speed signs that we have. So I'm going to get with the planning commission on that.
Okay, that's good. Road foreman.
Yes. So James shared that they have been cleaning up trees on roads from the last windstorm, continuing to conduct winter weather maintenance. They've been hauling winter material. They took the backhoe on Route 153 to unplug a culvert due to potential flooding or raising water levels, raising to the road surface, and they installed a Danby Pawlet road sign.
Okay.
And that was what he shared.
I went by, when I went into Granville last week, there wasn't a sign on Buttons Falls Road. Has anyone else noticed that?
I have not noticed that.
I nearly missed my turn because it was dark.
Oh, all right.
So
I'll
I-
write back to him and
Yeah.
You have to keep your eye on her.
I was like, I can't be the only one who saw that.
or didn't say.
Or didn't see it.
Yeah.
Was it knocked over?
I didn't see the sign. I mean, it was dark, so maybe if it was lying down, I wouldn't have seen it, but there was no post that I could see either.
So nothing, is it?
Yeah, I didn't see it at all.
Okay.
It's
It's so
a
used
ghost.
to it, you don't even notice that.
Yeah. I mean, I just always make that turn, and
Right.
then I was like, where is it?
I'm like, huh. I've just sent him,
Yes.
I replied to his message and
Have
asked him to look
it.
into
And then if
that.
he finds it, I'll feel like an idiot, but it'll be fine.
Hey, well, you know, can't hurt to look.
Good intent call, we
Right.
call those.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anything else regarding the road? Anything from the assessors?
Yes. Tyler Technologies sent along their progress report from December. So inspections are nearly complete. 776 inspections, which is 93%, had either an exterior or interior. The interior inspection rate is 24%. Data entry of most properties is completed. All property transfers have been reviewed. The fair market sales have been identified and reviewed against the town property data. A land schedule has been applied to each land parcel. More review will take place in January to identify the neighborhoods and apply appropriate base land values. In January, they plan to review the large lot values. The building cost table work is nearly complete, and individual parcel review will begin in January and go through February. That's where we're at for the reappraisal process.
Town clerk's memo.
Gosh, I am awfully busy this evening. Okay. All right. Hold on just 1 second. Okay.
Oh, Deb's
How are
been-
you doing?
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm here.
Here you go. Mustn't forget this.
Okay. Tom, there's two spots on the porch that are punky. One is coming up the ramp to the handicap ramp. And it's hard right now because it's frozen, but if you could just take a peek at that, maybe when it gets a little warmer, it's
Absolutely.
kind of springy. And then right as you're coming up the steps.
Okay.
So the candidate nominating petitions are due. I think I got everybody here. And people, I've put out notices for people who might be out there still with them. There's a letter with Kristen on the Otter Creek Communications. And are we doing hybrid for the town meeting? We've done it the last few years. We're going to continue to do hybrid. We've got it all set up if we are going to.
I believe it's very important.
Yeah, okay. And the last thing is, I did send you all the warning. I have John Thrasher looked at it today. I probably don't need this while I'm right here. So if you have any questions or if you have any changes, I can make them tonight. Julie and I have both been over it. So if you're ready to sign it, I have the signature page here. Or you can.
Did anybody see anything on that warning that they didn't feel was correct?
There were 4 organizations that still needed a petition. They got their petitions in. The rest of them submit letters of interest to remain on the ballot, and everybody did that. So, yeah.
Do we have a motion to sign the warning?
Yeah, I'll move that we sign the warning.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Okay, if you get home and you see something that I can make a change, but I am going to try and post it tomorrow midday, so if you see anything that you've missed a misspelling or number or whatever, just let me know.
Good. Excellent. Thank you for getting that all ready for us.
I lose sleep over this, you know.
Now I'll be dreaming about our report.
I still have to do it.
Oh, good. I'm in good company.
Where's this stuff?
It's the stuff that you step up.
Right on the front door?
Yeah, there's some
Okay.
chips coming out of some of the overhangs.
Okay.
Yeah, and there may be more. I just happened to notice it, especially the one on the handicap. It's real springy, and I just got worried that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go back to my station.
Double duty. Thank you. Treasurer's report.
So, there are 2 warrants this week. Payroll is $13,549.36. Accounts payable $41,613.86. General fund $20,167.75. Highway $22,875.31. Wastewater $12,120.16. Julie is scheduled to have a meeting regarding the climate planning program that we applied for a couple of weeks back. We've received a check for reimbursement of October constable grant expenses in the amount of $168.72. Julie's been staying busy with end-of-year payroll tasks, and tax payments have been coming in already. Julie has been through the ordinance binder, separated ordinances from policies, and have typed a list of relevant ordinances out. This was emailed to you all this afternoon, and this work will continue as she makes her way through the remaining policies, procedures, etc. from that binder. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. Payroll warrant. The motions that we need this evening: payroll warrant 26040 for $13,549.36, and accounts payable warrant 26041 for $41,613.86.
Before we move forward with that, Chair,
Oh, God.
Kill the devil.
I want to share that in the payables, we're paying Lux half for the library versus the 10% because they're going to be here before our next meeting to do the job.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let the board know that's why that dollar amount is $1,600.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can make the motion for payroll warrant 26040 and accounts payable warrant 26041.
I'll second
Stole the
that.
thunder.
You always steal my thunder.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Sorry.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anything you want to offer other than what the
I
members?
guess not, I'm sorry, I'm late.
Kristen read it wonderfully.
I'm sure
Yeah.
she did a beautiful job.
I even made sure to say.
And we're all
stay
tuned in.
Stay
Stay
did you
tuned.
say it like?
I said it just.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Just like you
Stay
would've.
tuned. Just like you would have.
That's a good girl.
Yeah, I channeled you.
Great. Thank you, Julie.
Let's sign the warrants.
this stuff I just signed, right? This was,
Yeah, that one's the one I sent around to you with the adjustment from our receipts.
and that was all just how their accounting changed, basically, okay.
Yeah.
And the other one's a certificate of highway miles.
That just needs to be done annually.
No changes. Oh, everybody gets to sign that one, huh?
Really doing a terrible job with this tonight. Oh dear.
Oh, because that's like, that's where we're at now because of that.
Yeah, it's a little bit low.
Thank you.
Supposed to make up 24.41%.
What do you allow, 10% on the ceiling?
Yeah. 10% for so long.
So, that one goes as that. Sign that, and then those are all signed. Now we're on to emergency management.
Yes. Just a moment.
Okay, certainly.
Okay. So, Bob Morlino attended the Rutland Emergency Management Committee meeting on December 17th.
Okay.
And that concludes that memo.
Anything from the health officer?
No, I don't believe so, but let me double check. No. Nothing this evening from the health officer.
Okay. Facilities?
I do. Do you want to go first? Facilities? Or?
I don't have anything about facilities, no,
Oh,
I have
okay.
the grant stuff for later.
Well, I guess I don't have anything on the facility. I guess other than the porch, I guess we got to get done.
Right.
And the painting, because Sue's not here. Do you, hi Cora, do you know if the painter's been in touch with Sue today?
She hasn't mentioned it.
Okay, because I asked them to reach out to her directly, so you guys are lining up the times.
Okay, yep. Yeah.
I guess that's it, Chair.
And the other thing I know that's different at the sewage treatment plant is they pump sludge, and the pump that, one of the two pumps that they rebuilt worked very well to get the heavy sludge off the bottom of the tank, better than the vacuum trucks. So she said she was happy with that, and they've ordered a rebuild kit to rebuild the other pump. So that's where we're at, and that's about all there is for any changes that I've heard down there.
Thank you.
So that rolled from facilities right into wastewater. Community reports, I guess. Mettawee School have anything to report? There we go.
I don't have a formal report written at this time. I should. I just haven't had an opportunity to do that. But I will say, at our most recent meeting, which was last Monday here in the upstairs auditorium, we did approve a budget of $6,935,806. And the assumed tax rates, we're looking at about a 3-cent increase in each town, with some rounding, and we approved a tuition rate of $26,900. And one final thing I want to point out is that I just want to highlight this for our community, is that the annual meeting for the school is going to be a little different time this year because of school vacation and then the time constraints around when we have to have our meeting. So our annual meeting will be a Sunday, March 1st, 4:30 at the Mettawee Community School. And hopefully people will come.
Thank you. Pawlet Public Library?
Hi, yes. We had our meeting last week and we had a full board. So I wanted to thank the select board for appointing those members. It went well. We approved our budget. I don't have the numbers off on hand, but we did approve our budget. And we also wanted to thank the select board for the appropriation. And just as far as library stuff goes, we are starting robotics tomorrow, which is our really successful program. So that's where we are.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you for that. Old or unfinished business? That's where you get stuff, right?
Yeah, I can talk about the MERP grant. So at the last meeting, I mentioned that the Architect folks were going to get together with the state. The group from the state they had to get together was BGS, which is Buildings and General Services, and they're the ones who are administering the grant. And they had to get an approval from them for us to just do the geothermal and not to do all of the upgrading of the envelope first, because the stated purpose of the grants was to do envelope first and then HVAC and then other things. So they had a meeting which I sat in on, I think it was last Friday, with the folks from BGS, and they have approved that we do just the geothermal as long as we do a token amount of a little air sealing. So they're suggesting that we do 1,500 of air sealing in the library. So they want to us to approve the updated budget that has that in it. However, as you can probably see in the budget which I sent around, because they have added, so we were going to have to kick in about $57,000 from our capital projects, but as it turns out, Efficiency Vermont is going to kick in some incentives. They're going to kick in $21,000 for the town hall and $22,500 for the public library. So even with that additional $1,500 in air sealing, it's going to come down to that the town only has to kick in, where's our total here? $15,705. So they're just looking for us to give an approval tonight for that updated budget, which honestly is less than we thought it would have to be. So I think it's fine to kick in that extra for the air sealing to get the approval.
Did you put that in there? Is that a form?
Well,
Frank?
I'm sorry, but
it will be.
Was Green Mountain Power going to come forward with something?
Yeah, let me see the number on that. Green Mountain Power also came forward with incentives.
16 and 19.
Yeah, you got that up? Yeah, so Green Mountain Power is giving us $16,314 to the town hall and $19,053 to the public library. So we're getting pretty nice incentives from both. And it's because we're doing the more expensive geothermal, so their incentives for that are higher.
Is there a little paragraph or blurb about the status of that
for the town report for the official record? Is that something that has been submitted at all?
Well, there might just be.
Might just be.
We're gonna work at it.
I can try to send some of the.
Okay.
I-
We'll work.
We'll work out how much we want to say about it
We
for the
will
time, but
come
yes.
up with something really nice.
Some creative writing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect.
And so I'll move that we approve this updated budget.
Do you want to hold on to that?
Have a second?
Yes, I'll second that one.
Any more discussion about the updated budget? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That was good news.
Yeah, very good news. That's,
Nice to hear.
that's nice. It's great to know that we're headed in a
Yeah.
really good direction there. What other old or unfinished?
Well,
Go ahead.
well, no, you would do a better job.
No.
You've been
no.
more involved.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead. No, seriously.
no. Okay, well,
Turkeys.
maybe we can work together on this. So you should go because I really don't know too much about it.
So,
Thanks.
as from the last meeting, we met with the folks over talking about the turkey restoration sign in West Pawlet. And the latest email that was sent, it's looking like it's going to be scheduled for April 18th. And the plaque is the only thing I wasn't. Have you read any of this?
I skimmed it, but can't remember off the top of my head.
So there was a discussion that they were going to do a bronze plaque next to the rail bed. But then there was also a discussion that said that maybe we do a duplicate with a metal sign for alongside the railhead, and then we could put the original brass either in the library or the town hall. And that way, if people destroy it, we won't. The original one would not be destroyed.
Yeah.
So that was where Chris shared with them.
Yeah, I did speak with Chris Pritchard about that element, and there's somebody with the state of Vermont who is able to produce an exact replica of the brass sign, but on like the regular metal signs that all of our street and road signs are on, so that if somebody does feel they want it in their own home and they steal it, or it gets knocked over or damaged destroyed or whatever, it's easily replaceable. Like it could be remade and reinstalled within a matter of days. Whereas if that nice brass sign, if something were to happen to that, that would be quite the to-do to replace it.
And that's when I go back in these emails that they approved to do the bronze at the railhead or at the trail. And then Chris followed up with saying that we should look at doing what we just talked about. But I don't know where it went from there. Have you had any conversation, either one of you with Chris on that?
No, I mean, I'm looking in that email chain, but it's quite a robust electronic conversation. And 11 days ago, Jackie Casino with the she's the Rail Trail program manager, said that they've opted to stay with the original bronze sign, and it will be double-sided and it will be mounted on a wooden post. So again, looks like that is maybe.
That was on the 9th.
But the Fish and Wildlife Department is prepared to enter into an agreement with V-Trans to take responsibility for maintenance of the sign, which includes addressing damage or vandalism.
That means we don't have to do
We
that.
don't have to worry about it. Good.
So it looks like
The state's talking to the state, which we wanted them to do.
And then Chris summed it up with maybe doing the original back in the library or on the 17th.
okay.
And I have not reached out to Chris to see where we are, but the state Fish and Wildlife has agreed with AOT to do a joint venture and be responsible for that. And he's also reached out. Chris has also reached out to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, is helping to cover the cost too. So, but can I get Kim, could you reply to them and put me on with them to where I'm not kind of
Yes.
out of the loop?
I'll get you in on this.
But I think we're making very good progress. They've set a date. He's gonna reach out to a lot of different folks, and even the governor, lieutenant governor is penciled to come to our event on April 18th, and it's gonna be at 2 o'clock. They have a conservation, up to Kehoe's Conservation that morning. The Expo 4-H Shooting Sports Club is having an event, and then they're gonna come down to Pawlet, West Pawlet, on that afternoon at 2 o'clock. So there is potential for a lot of people to come. So he's reached out to a lot of folks. I guess my question, well, there's other questions in the room.
You go first, this is your meeting.
So, ours, but thanks. The brass plaque, if we were to put it in a building, I guess the thought would be is which building would we want it in, and how would we want to approach that? You know, where's, it's an 18 by 24 based on this email.
Take up a lot of space.
It's a good wall, Anger.
I mean, I'd like to think that the brass plaque would look really beautiful right there at the trailhead, and I'd like to think that people would respect it. Yeah, I got too much faith, I guess.
And I think Chris is on the same page. Like, we all would like to have it there, but and that was one of the conversations when we met with them, is who was going to be responsible. And
Well, if it sounds like Fish and Wildlife is going to be responsible, you know, then I hope that they'll be responsible for the brass plaque and have it where, by the rail trail.
That's, I mean, honestly, I'd like to see a brass plaque there. Frank?
Yeah, if the Fish and Wildlife is going to maintain it, then it's on them. But a little before this time frame you're talking about, we had our Rail Trail Council meeting, and Jackie attended it.
okay,
And I reiterated their sign because it was on the agenda. And Lars Jacob told me that his father Bart told him essentially that Bart assisted the state in moving birds from here to other areas of the state. But the original birds came from Western New York State when they invented this netting and rocket capture system. And it was 3 birds originally. And Bill Lloyd had told me and some other Fish and Game members that they were released in Rush Hollow, which Lars agreed with, and apparently he picked up his information from Bart, who was working close with the state. So that might have been the first original 3 birds, and then other birds arrived. But Jackie I was mentioning this during the course of the meeting, and Jackie was sitting there and she says, well, there has to be an agreement on who's going to maintain it. So apparently that's been ironed out. But I again pointed out to Jackie how urgent this was relative and how important it was to Vermont to have this commemoration.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Julie?
Sorry.
No?
Good.
I was just gonna mention, if we're having like an official get-together for installing this, that we might consider reaching out to the local 4-H club and inviting them. And I do think that there is, Bart had a turkey calling contest that he started that is still going pretty strong, and I think we have a local person who maybe was like a recent champion in said competition. So, and he was affiliated with the 4-H group. So by extending the invitation to them, I think it would be a really good thing for our community.
Okay, everybody that would be affiliated with anything like that, it's important that we do invite them.
and I think we're in good shape because Chris is a shotgun instructor for the last 20 years for the Oxbow, so that's why they took in consideration for the Kehoe that morning, and then trying to tie it on. We were shooting for the weekend of Youth Weekend, but we figured it'd be better the week before because there was others that still have young children that would want to attend, but would be unable to attend, so that's why they went with the 18th weekend before.
Frank?
could a blurb be put in the town report on that? That might be a good thing.
It
for the
just
record.
might be. Maybe.
Might be able to make it.
Craig, you're doing a good job writing our report.
Yeah, put out an alert.
All right, so we seem to be pretty good shape on this. There's a little
Yes.
bit whether or not the brass plaque will go there or not, but we'll
Yes.
stay tuned.
The first one will go
But
there.
stay tuned.
Is the board in favor of if someone else is, the Fish and Wildlife are gonna cover it, then have the brass at the track?
I just didn't see the brass at the track.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
the
think?
first one can go at the tracks.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
okay. Anything else under old or unfinished?
Don't think so.
New business? No new business. We'll do a public comment before we go into executive session.
Frank, I don't know if you've noticed, but your shoes don't match.
I know, I got a foot that won't fit in a shoe on my left side, so. The Rail Trail Council had their meeting, and they have a plan they're developing and all this stuff. But interesting news is there was a individual from the snowmobile club over in Granville. His last name's Daigle, and he said that he was out in Western New York State and talking to somebody there in a rail trail meeting, and there was a state of New York DOT representative there who told him and announced that once the rail trails in New York State are given up from the rail business, then the state takes over the property. And that's been a bone of contention of the link, called the missing link, between essentially through Granville, particularly up from Granville to Pulteney, and with some property owners there. And the property had, even though there's been contention, nobody's paid the taxes on this. It's still under state property in the tax maps. And so that's been a delay in getting a full run between Castleton and Salem. And the Salem track may be given up in the future. It goes south to Eagle Bridge, which makes a very, very long length of trail. And once New York State has a bunch of grants and money sitting there, but the property issues were being cleared up. So we're covering our bases by talking to the New York State person who's an authority on this with the police, or VTrans DOT, and seeing how that goes. But if that finalizes, then that means that that's going to be a clean sail up through, and will be very, very, very good for the overall rail trail mission and goals. So I just wanted to give you an update that things are percolating potentially in a positive direction, which hasn't happened for quite a number of years.
Great.
Thank you. Julie wants a thing. Can you bring it back to Julie?
I just wanted to point out at our meeting upstairs, the school board meeting upstairs last week, I usually drag all of this up because you have given me permission to do that. There's issues with the owl, and I think that we've been having issues in these meetings as well with the audio. It seems like it's the brain of the owl taking a long time to transfer between speakers. So if there are people speaking online, they can't hear anything for an extended period of time when the conversation moves back to the room, and vice versa. So I didn't know if we wanted to, I'm sorry I missed the first part of the meeting. We were going to talk about not using the owl at the annual meeting and just using a computer because of those issues. But I also didn't know if you wanted me to look into if there's some like refurbishment, if I contact the owl company, if they have any recommendations.
Or just
'Cause it
an
just
upgraded
doesn't-
one. They're probably cheap enough to just buy a new one that I'm sure much faster.
It was about $1,000, I
It's
think.
been, but what, 5 years
Yeah.
we've had it now?
So I can contact, would you like me to contact them and find out all of the above?
They make other products now that are serve the same purpose. I mean, this was like, you know, shiny new thing in 2020, but now I think they make other products, so we might be able to look into getting something new. Because this, I mean, doesn't owe us anything.
Right, it's done the job for a while,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
might
probably
be-
due for an
yeah.
upgrade, for sure.
Maybe we could reach out to them first, but I think that we could find a solution that would be more affordable.
Sure.
too.
And, yeah, if you call them and see what we could get, what would be the better deal for us,
For
that
larger
would be great,
rooms-
thank you.
For larger rooms, they make a double, dual one that work in concert together, so they pick it up.
Right, but this isn't that large a
No.
room. Okay, anybody else have anything? All right,
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session to discuss labor relations agreements with employees.
I'll second that.
all in favor? Opposed? Carried.